Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Now today, as the title implies, I'm going to be talking about competitive Bed Wars. Now what do I mean by competitive Bed Wars? Well, it's pretty simple. Two things: Ranked Bed Wars and Bedwars Tournaments. Not Bedwars Tournaments like my tournament, not like anyone's small Bedwars Tournaments. I'm talking about official Hypixel tournaments. Same thing with Ranked Bed Wars. I'm talking about the possibility of a server-wide actual game mode Ranked Bed Wars. Now to start things off, I'm gonna talk about the topic I actually know a little bit more about, and that's the Bedwars Tournaments. If you didn't already know, about, I think it was November 2018, Hypixel announced that they're gonna start doing official tournaments. And with that, they did the Bedwars 4v4 v4 v4 tournament, the one with 4 teams. And since then, they've done a couple other tournaments. They've done Sky Wars, Blitz, Quake, Cops and Crims, and I think that's everything. I've been looking at the patterns of when the tournaments happen, what kind of tournaments they are, and I actually correctly predicted the Duo Sky Wars tournament, exactly when it would happen. I didn't tell anyone about it. I didn't make a video on it. Kind of sucks because I wish I did. That'd be really cool. But yeah, so I at least have some idea of what I'm talking about, maybe, or maybe I just got lucky with a guess, but I looked at the pattern, I was like, hey, they're probably gonna do a Sky Wars doubles tournament. I told like 2 of my friends, and then it happened, and they didn't remember it, but I remembered it. I never forget. So when I say patterns, what do I mean by patterns? It's actually really simple. I bet a lot of other people have noticed this too. I'm not gonna act like I'm some sort of genius that figured out the code, that cracked the algorithm. It's fairly straightforward. So ever since they started tournaments in November of 2018, they have been pretty consistent on a schedule, except for one time. About every 1.5 to 3 months, they have a tournament. Towards the beginning, they were definitely a little rocky. The tournaments were way inconsistent, but ever since October of last year with the Cops and Crims tournament, they've been very consistent with their pattern. Hold on. Okay, so listen closely to these tournaments in order. Tell me if you notice a pattern. You maybe not. This is an IQ test. So Bed Wars 4v4 v4 v4, Blitz Duo, Sky Wars Solo, Cops and Crims, Bed Wars 4v4, Quakecraft Solos, and then Sky Wars Doubles. I know saying that, it doesn't really seem obvious, but when you write them down or you look at them on a whatever and you think about them, it does make sense. The pattern I'm talking about is that every other tournament, they do a big game mode and then they alternate it with a small game mode. And inside of that, they don't do the same type of big game mode twice in a row. Like they did Sky Wars Solo and then they did Sky Wars Duos. They did Bed Wars 4v4 v4 v4. Then they did just regular Bed Wars 4v4. So since they started doing tournaments, they've done 3 smaller games, being Blitz, Cops and Crims, and Quake. And they did, obviously, the 2 big games being Sky Wars and Bed Wars. I can't imagine any other big ticket game that they're going to worry about like doing multiple times. I don't think any of the other small game tournaments were nearly as popular as the Sky Wars and Bed Wars ones are. So they're probably going to stick with that. There's no other large competitive games on Hypixel. Skyblock doesn't count. How are you going to have a Skyblock tournament? So what do I mean by all this? What do I mean by saying there's a pattern? What am I trying to get to? Well, it's pretty simple. So since they just did Sky Wars, one of their big games, next they're gonna alternate to a small game. Now, in terms of what small game they're gonna do, I have no idea. I have no clue. They're just gonna pick some random game out of the bag of Hypixel games that they have like 50,000 of, and then they're gonna do a tournament. I'm not really too concerned about that because this video isn't about random small games on Hypixel. This is all about competitive Bed Wars. So since they just did Sky Wars, then they're gonna do the small game. What comes next? Well, the only logical assumption I can think of, unless they switch up the formula, is going to be Bed Wars again. And since they've already done Bed Wars 4v4 and the 4v4 v4 v4, I don't think that they're gonna repeat, but then again, they haven't been doing tournaments long enough for us to know if they start repeating or not, because they've only done 2 Bed Wars tournaments and 2 Sky Wars tournaments, the Sky Wars being solo and double. I'm curious on what they're gonna do for the next Sky Wars tournament, because there's only 2 Sky Wars modes. I mean, they're gonna have to start repeating eventually, and it's just, I don't know whether or not they're gonna repeat. So basically, either the tournament of Bed Wars is gonna be 4v4 or something new, probably either solo or doubles. Hypixel and really everyone doesn't really like solo Bed Wars that much, so I can only imagine they're gonna do doubles. So my prediction for the next Bed Wars tournament is gonna be mid to late July. It's gonna be a doubles Bed Wars tournament. And I just been sitting up here for a while. Let me actually do something here. Okay, geez, I was kind of scared there. Anyways, now would I play in this hypothetical double Bed Wars or solo Bed Wars tournament? Yes, definitely yes if it's solo Bed Wars, because obviously, duh, that would be really fun. Doubles Bed Wars probably just because, I don't know, if there's something going on at the time that I don't want to miss, or, you know, I'm really busy, maybe not. I wouldn't prioritize it as heavily as a solo Bedwars tournament, but dude, either way, doubles or solo Bedwars, I like way better than fours Bedwars. I've just never been a huge fan of it. But I'm not here to talk about that anymore. We're in a new game. We're on Crypt now. Now I'm talking about Ranked Bedwars. And I know there is unofficial Ranked Bedwars hosted in the community. I'm not talking about that. I don't know very much about that. I'm talking about the possibility of an actual complete, like, Ranked Bedwars on Hypixel. Now, do I think that that's going to happen? Honestly, no. Do I want it to happen? Definitely yes, obviously. That's such an obvious answer. Now, why do I think that Ranked Bedwars isn't gonna happen? Well, one reason, look at Ranked Skywars. Now, I know some of you might look at Ranked, think it's just like the YouTubers that play it, like, oh, that looks so fun. If you've ever actually played Ranked Skywars, it's not just all fun. It's just such an incredibly toxic game mode. No one knows who's cheating and who's being legit. It was literally so toxic they had to remove chat from the game itself. You can't talk anymore. And I can only assume it's just a mess and a headache to deal with all the potential cheaters, because in Minecraft doesn't have a very good anti-cheat. They don't know who's cheating. Who knows? So after I recorded this, Simon Hypixel himself made a tweet about how cheater-infested Ranked Skywars is and talks about possibly removing it. There's a bunch of information he put in the tweet. There's a link to it in the description. But this just proves the Ranked Skywars is just a mess. There's so many cheaters. It's so toxic. It proves my point exactly. They haven't really touched Ranked, like, seriously in a long time. Yeah, sure, they've done very minor updates or whatever to it, but they haven't really changed the core gameplay. They kind of just let it be. It's been going for like 4 years. Speaking of Ranked being up for like 4 years, Skywars has only been up for like, what, 4.5 years? Only like 6 months longer than Ranked Skywars. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure Ranked Skywars came out not an incredibly long amount of time after regular Skywars came out. So I think at this point, Bedwars has almost been out for 3 years. It's gonna be 3 years and a little less than 2 months. You'd think they would have added Ranked Bedwars by now, and if not, like, I don't know, it just seems a little too late into the life of Bedwars to add Ranked. Not that I'm saying Bedwars is dead or anything, especially with how active Hypixel is nowadays. It has like about as high of a player count as ever, other than when it first released. But you just think, you know, why would they have waited so long? Why would they have not added it by now? And it makes you think, maybe they just aren't gonna add it in general. But hey, I don't wanna be too pessimistic. I'm gonna talk about the possibility of Ranked Bedwars. If it were to happen, hypothetically, how would I want it to work? I think that it would probably have a really similar system to Ranked Skywars, just to not confuse people. Because, like, why would you have a completely different ranked system for two kind of similar competitive game modes? You just think they'd have a similar idea to it. Maybe they kind of take some ideas from the Bedwars tournaments and then kind of put them into the Ranked Skywars and just kind of mix them up to make some Frankenstein concoction of a ranked mode. And it might be solo, but I don't know. Solo Bedwars, no one really likes solo Bedwars. That's coming from a solo player. I know not many people like it. It would probably be like 4v4 or 2v2. And notice how I'm only saying 2v2, not doubles. It would not be 8 teams. It would not be 4 teams. That would be stupid. If they do any more than 2 teams in a game of a ranked mode, that's just dumb. I don't know why Skywars is like that. I mean, I don't know. I guess at this point, Skywars has been around for so long, I don't have to, it's not worth it to complain about the game mode. But like, why would they have more than however many teams? It's not fair if you can get targeted and get your bed destroyed by other people. Now, in terms of rewards, what would they do for people that do well in the season? I don't know. Maybe they could, like, you get Bedwars experience for doing well. There can be a couple exclusive cosmetics. I'm assuming that wouldn't be too hard to add. And, you know, Hypixel is good at thinking of unique ideas. They have a lot of cosmetics. That's kind of what they base their server off of now with Eula. But that part, getting rewards isn't going to be the hard part. They can figure that out on their own. But I'm talking about actual core gameplay. I'm assuming they would make new maps. I don't think they just reuse old maps. I mean, how many maps does Ranked Skywars have? A lot. These maps are really easy to make, because like on regular Bedwars, look at this giant map you have to make. You have to make middle, all these crazy islands. Ranked Bedwars, you just make like, it's 2 teams. There's like diamond generators off to the side, and there's middle in between them. That's all. Just think about 4v4 Bedwars. It's exactly like that. Maybe they use those exact maps. Who knows? Maybe this whole time, the whole tournament and 4v4 Bedwars is just getting Hypixel ready. They're just kind of testing the waters for Ranked Bedwars. Wouldn't that be funny? If it was doubles, I would assume it would be a little bit different. But honestly, at the end of the day, they could use the same maps. It really doesn't matter. Maybe they'd have 2 separate ranked modes, one for doubles, one for 4v4. I don't know. That'd be kind of weird. Maybe both count towards your rating if we're going crazy here. I couldn't be the one to tell you. I'm not a game designer. And if Ranked Bedwars came out, would I play it? It depends. Honestly, if it's not solo, probably not very much. If it's solo, I can definitely see myself completely grinding out at least one season. From there, maybe not, because I don't want to like play Minecraft, competitive Bedwars Minecraft my whole life, but whatever. I mean, the main reason I didn't like playing Teams Bedwars at the start of Bedwars' release was just because I didn't want to bother people asking for teams. Like, I wanted to be able to get on in the morning before school, play 2 games of Bedwars and get off. It's because, like, when you're playing with a party, you have to say, hey, let's play for like 2 hours. If you play for less than like 2 hours, then it just feels like you're ditching your team. I mean, that's a bit of a side tangent, but I mean, I'd find probably like a good team. I'd play with them for a month, then I'd say, peace out, guys, we did good. I don't want to do that again. That probably sucked. Because playing the Bedwars tournament for 8 hours is already very mentally taxing, but doing it for a whole month, oh my god, I can only imagine. Now, of course, maybe Simon Hypixel himself watches this video, and just to spite me, just to make me look like an idiot, just releases Ranked Bedwars and the tournament completely different from how I said they'd be. Maybe he does another Skywars tournament just for the heck of it, just to make me sound like an idiot saying, oh, Bedwars tournament, they're gonna do a small game. Like, he thinks I figured out the pattern. There is no pattern. It's all a mind game. We live in the Matrix. I don't know. Yeah, but that's just my 2 cents on the idea of competitive Bedwars. I really hope they do something to further it beyond just occasional tournaments. Maybe something a bit more consistent. I mean, they did add Dreams modes, whenever that was. That wasn't a super long time ago. Maybe they add another Dreams mode where it's just competitive Ranked Bedwars. It's only in there for like a week. I mean, maybe they'll do a completely different system from Ranked Skywars where instead of being monthly... Oh. God, you scared me. Instead of being monthly, it's like, I don't know, weekly. It's just a Dreams mode. The crazy thing about me not working for Hypixel is, honestly, I have no clue. Of course, this is all speculation. Don't take anything I say as fact. Don't just start telling all your friends, oh guys, there's gonna be a new Bedwars tournament in late July. I don't know. This is all just a prediction. Oh, and in the comments, definitely let me know what your thoughts are on this. There's a chance I completely missed some sort of evidence towards or against ranked or a tournament or something. I didn't do any research for this. I probably should have. There's a chance, I mean, maybe Hypixel in the past has tweeted out saying, oh, we are gonna do ranked, or maybe they tweeted out saying, oh, we aren't gonna do ranked. If there is like solid evidence or something I completely missed, like a point in the argument I just did not cover, please let me know in the comments. I would like to read that. And with that being said, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed. A lot of people have been asking for solo commentary videos, so I decided to deliver. I'm sorry, I've been doing a lot of videos with other people. There's a lot of fun. But yeah, I'll start doing solo videos again. I read the comments. I actually do read the comments. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.